Yeah. But if you can't hear it, then that means
Can't
that
hear
this is
anything.
good. This is a good technology I've got.
Yes.
So that's good.
Can't hear anything. Okay. We're going live. We'll just hold on for people to join us. I'm going to put my phone up as well so I can see if anybody comments. I'm going to pin you on here with me. Okay. Can you hear anything in the background?
No, it's all good.
There's some birds going crazy.
Yeah, we get seagulls over here and they just make the loudest noises.
Beautiful.
Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. We can get started.
Brilliant.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Becoming Radically Soul-Led. Welcome to our live show that we're having every month, and welcome to our beautiful guest. We have Karin Brauner with us today. I hope I'm saying that the right way. Karin Brauner. Okay. Welcome, Karin. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm excited to share your journey with our viewers and our group, and to receive your wisdom and your guidance on the topics that you're passionate about and everything that you've experienced up until now in your life.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm so happy to be here. And hi, everyone watching.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's going to be people watching the replay as well. When you do watch the replay, pop any questions you have in the comments, and Karin will be happy to reply, and you can always reach out to her. I'm going to drop in her details. You can find her on social media through her this group. You can click on her name and find her. And I'll also drop in her email, her website, her email, and any other way that you want to contact her. And she'll be at your service for whatever you need on the topics we can cover. So I'm going to just read you her beautiful bio, her rich bio. This lovely lady is from Guatemala. So is it Spanish speaking?
It's Spanish speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. My name sounds very German because my family is German. So that's how I got here to the UK with a German ticket, German passport. But I was born in Guatemala, lived 25 years there. Now I'm in the UK. I've been here for the past 15 years.
Wow. You just gave away your age.
I know. 40. I'm about to be 41 in July. I don't care.
Beautiful. We're the same. I'm 42, I think. 42 or 43 in October.
It's a good decade. I mean,
yes, very, very good decade. Yeah. So here we go. Karin was born in Guatemala, where she lived the first 25 years of her life. She obtained her German nationality in 2003 and took this as an opportunity to explore new areas of her life and the world. She emigrated to the south of England, where she lived in various towns and finally settled in Brighton and Hove in 2010. Karin completed her postgraduate diploma in counseling in 2011, gaining valuable experience in the mental health, self-care, and other areas of her professional life. She started her private practice in 2013, carrying on with a part-time support role with the council. She is now full-time self-employed and is supporting her clients with coaching, content creation, and more. And we'll drop her website link there. In August of 2017, Karin decided to start a blog, which gave her the idea for her first book, 20 Self-Care Habits, which has allowed her to get to know many other professionals in the counseling and self-care professions. She's now also a British citizen after 15 years of living in the UK, where she lives with her husband. So a little bit about her books. The one is called The Beckoning Rooms. It's a fiction, and you can share a little about that as well. And then the other one is called 20 Self-Care Habits, second edition, non-fiction, and they have both been written based on Karin's actual life experiences. In The Beckoning Rooms, okay, I'm going to let you share about the books. Okay, I'm not going to read this. I'm going to let you share.
Let me show you
Yeah.
both books as well. I'll just get them closer.
She's a published author as well.
Look at my babies.
Beautiful.
They've actually just arrived in the last few weeks, so they're like
wow.
brand new.
Yes.
So 20 Self-Care Habits, second edition. Why did I do that? Well, let me just show you and you'll see. Look at the difference. First edition, second edition.
Oh, wow.
Me on my own.
Yes.
Me with help.
Yes.
Right? So the second edition is going to be, it's got the same content, but it's so much better. You know, and it's got forewords by two of my mentors, which is, I loved when I reached out to them. They were excited about it. I was like, oh, they're going to just say, no, I don't have time for this. But they were like, yes, let's help you with that.
Yes.
So their forewords are on there.
Wow.
And they're going to be on the book launch. They recorded a couple of videos for me. So you can hear more about their experience of me on there. So
what I'm hearing you say is that your book changed and has become richer because of the support you reached out for, because you reached out for support and got, wow.
I've got a whole tribe behind me. My publishers are kind of what Carrie says is they're disrupting the publishing world. Yeah. Why do they say this? I didn't mean to pitch this like that, but basically it's between self-publishing and traditional publishing. And I never went for traditional publishing because I know my content's good. Yeah, I know what I'm writing is good, and I know I'm writing from my experience. So I don't want anybody to say, no, change it to this and change all the message, and then it stops being me. So no,
it's diluted. Yes,
it's not going to be me anymore. So that's why I self-published. I just wanted the message to get out there. But then I joined this tribe, and they take you through the whole process of how to do it properly. They give you the tools, they give you the people that can help you do the covers, the interior design, all of it. Yeah, that's the power of being in the community that you're drawn to, and you know that you want to expand into. You have everything you need there, and there you get to like follow and expand instead of trying to figure things out on your own. That's so powerful. Why reinvent the wheel, right? If somebody's already struggled through it, and that's his own story. He struggled through it. The first 5 books he published flopped. And then he figured out how to do it, and then he put it out there. Wow. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do with this. I learned how to. So let me read you the subtitle. Develop your strengths, use your resources, improve your life and relationships. And I'm very practical. And somebody that I met after she read the book, she said, having met you, I know why your book is written like that. Okay. And I could have taken it as an insult, but I took it as a compliment, right? Because what she was saying is you're very practical and your book is very practical. So there you go. That's good. Yeah, that's good. So it's a practical guide to setting boundaries, to meeting your needs. Okay. And I find that in my life, to start with, it's the root of all problems. If we don't set clear boundaries, if we don't know what our needs are and how to meet them and how to ask for them. Yes. We're going to get depressed, we're going to get anxious, we're going to get stressed, we're going to get into trouble with our relationships. Yeah. All chaos, right? Yeah, absolutely. But if we start going, no, not now, later. No, I can have 5 minutes for you, but not 3 hours like you asked. Or I can't drive you to this place. That's in my book. I can't drive you there because that's not got nothing to do with me. And I told you I was going to go have a nap. So sorry, right? And it sounds harsh, but it's my truth, right? Without the guilt, you know, and there has to be also no guilt attached to that, so that you stay true to your boundaries. And I'm very interested to hear your story about how like, can you share with us what has been the most impactful challenge in your life that has actually led to you being where you are today? All right, well, it goes back to the beginning in 1999. So let me set the scene. So let's go back to the womb before I was born. Yeah. I have always had this idea that my dad whispered into my mom's womb when I was in there, you are going to be a doctor. So all my life, I was like, I'm going to help others and be a doctor and blah, 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 and do all of these things and medicine and school, and it's going to be fantastic. And then I graduate and I get into medical school and I'm failing, you know, I'm not stupid. I was, you know, my average was 85% in school. So no, I'm not, and just because I didn't do well in sports and arts, you know, you know, didn't care about those classes at that point. So I could have had higher, but 85 is pretty good. And I was studying for months before an exam, and I would still get like 30 out of 100. So my self-esteem was getting impacted. I was getting migraines. I was getting stomach pain. It was a nightmare.
My goodness.
So I stayed in for a second year in the first year because I needed to prove to myself that I could pass those classes. So I was being stubborn.
Yeah.
I was being stubborn. I wasn't listening to my insides. I wasn't listening to what my soul was saying. Get out, get out, get out. I was going, no, I've got to pass these. So I passed those the next year and failed the next semester. So I was like, I would have graduated last year if I'd stayed there. And that was 1999 when I started. So look at the time frame. That would have been horrible. I'm dramatizing it, but I think if I'd stayed, it would have taken me a long time.
Yeah.
So that was my first no.
Wow.
My first big no. My first big, this is my boundary, respect it, please. And that was to my dad, which is really hard to do.
I was going to say, how did your parents navigate this? No.
I had a hard time deciding to tell him because he paid for university for me. So I had to go write that when I'm going to change from medicine to psychology. Because look at me, I'm a mess. He thought, oh no, it's probably let's get some tests. And I'm like, no, it's not about tests. It's obviously medical school. I didn't have these migraines before. Right. Yeah. So he went off and got drunk for like a month. And I know this is in the Facebook group, so that's not going to go much further than this. He's not going to listen to this. And he went off to get drunk for a month while I was like celebrating, yay, I don't have to do this anymore. I'm free from medical school. And it was easy, but it wasn't that easy because that was my dream, I thought.
Yep.
But then I had this amazing teacher. I still remember her name. Her name's Isolda. And she did a culture and personality class. And she was so passionate about it. She brought artifacts from different cultures and she showed us everything. And the class came alive. So that was really exciting. And I was like, well, I don't want to do business admin because that's going to crush me. I can't. No, you know, I don't want to do accounting because I'm bad at numbers. I don't want to do international, whatever, you know, social studies. I don't know. I didn't want to do those. So I said, I have to do something. So I liked her course. Let's go to psychology and see what happens.
Yeah.
And the guy that wrote one of the forewords in my book, he's my mentor. He didn't even realize that until I reached out to him, how much impact it had. And he was so touched by my message, you know, and I was touched by his experience. He taught most of the classes because I think he had the philosophy of if you're going to do it right, you've got to do it yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was right. The course has gone downhill since then. Sorry, my university, but it has because he left and it's never been the same. But he was so passionate about it. And again, same, all the passion, all the stuff he knew is like, even history of psychology, that's meant to be boring, right? I was like, oh my God, and the witches and the things and all these things and how they started and the first diagnostic manuals and, you know, it's boring stuff, but he made it so exciting that I was like, yep, I made the right decision.
Wow.
And that's where it started. The first no led to big yeses, and 21 years later, here we are. You know, got a thriving private practice, I'm published, you know, I'm gonna do other products and services. You know, I don't want to pitch them here because they don't exist yet, actually. They're in the process of being created. Based on the books and based on my other experience that I've got as a counselor, as a coach, and all these things. So if I don't say no to that, I don't even think where I'd be.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and I think like a big piece of our no's comes from our intuition and like saying yes to what that's telling us and following that guidance. And it takes courage. Yeah.
And it's so freeing, freeing when you start going, nope, because it keeps us safe. If I say yes to you and I really want to say no, I'm going to resent myself for saying yes, and I'm going to resent you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to resent you, right? Yeah. I want our relationship to be well.
Exactly.
So I'd rather have an awkward moment and say, no, Alexia, not right now.
Yeah, and be in alignment.
You might get a bit upset, but if you're if you understand where I'm coming from, you'll be like, yeah, she's just setting boundaries.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, and we get to be okay with people being upset with us.
Yeah. We're not responsible for how people choose to feel.
Exactly. Yeah. We have to let people have their experience.
That's it.
And then this comes with me as being a conscious parent as well. I allow my kids to have their own like experience of something, or their disappointments or their tantrums, and without, you know, trying to protect them or protecting myself from that. And like stopping them and making things like seem perfect, or distracting them from their emotions, because they're allowed to have them. And sometimes I even celebrate it. I celebrate a tantrum because I know, okay, had to happen, and I'm glad I'm here while it's happening. So just get it out.
Get it out, work it through, and then let's see what happened and learn from it.
Yes.
Yeah. But you've got to go through the process.
Yeah, you've got to go through that pain. Okay, so we're going to drop also the links to your book. And actually, you have a free gift for the audience as well, on the 20 self-care habits. It's a printable.
Yeah, there's some printables on my website. So they're
great.
I can show you what they look like. I've got the color version here. So each chapter has.
Beautiful.
Can you see that?
Yes. Okay.
So your reflection point. So you've got your think, feel, act. So you can allow yourself to stop and go, okay, saying no, or emotional boundaries, or physical boundaries, or spending time alone. You know, all those things are in the book, and you get a chance to think about your own. I'll give you some ideas, but like I say in the introduction, I don't know everything. So all I'm doing is giving you pointers so you can start thinking about it and come up with your own ways.
Exactly. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about, you know, why are you so passionate about self-care? How did self-care support you on your journey?
Well, just from the story from medical school, it's been so powerful. And from me learning to say no and to set boundaries, my type of self-care that I talk about is more in-depth self-care, which is all about boundaries and meeting your needs. And I think that's basic. If we can do that, then we can go and have our 1 hour walk, or have our favorite drink, or spend an hour in the bath, or do those things. Because if I say yes to something and I wanted to have a bath, then I don't have my bath, right? If we go with the more traditional self-care, I'm going to miss that and I'm going to resent.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
and you feel empty. I mean, well, actually, you're filling your cup with stuff that you don't want to be doing, and then you don't have to give when you really want to give.
Your cup's still empty because you're still giving. What are you giving? You're an E, right? In the car thing, you're an E. How are you going to give?
Exactly, yeah.
And I put it in practice on myself. And then when I wrote the book, I realized I was using the same things with my counseling clients.
Yes.
So it was after I wrote the book, I was like, I've been doing this for like 15 years now, seven years in the UK. You know, I've been using stuff I've learned with my clients. And they come back and say, wow, I told my sister I can be talking to her every single day. I said, let's meet on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Wow.
And I've redeemed my time. I got my time back. And it looks like something so simple. But they come back and they're like, and they wow me. Because I just suggest something and then they go and do it. And they come back like, it works. And I'm like, yeah, I thought it would, but seeing you say it is like, wow, it does work, right? It just keeps confirming that it does work.
Yeah, exactly.
And people being true to themselves, I think that's what they start to discover. So it's not just setting boundaries and meeting your needs. You find yourself in doing that.
Yeah.
You have to look in, what do I really need?
Yeah.
What do I want?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I tell my clients, and some pick it up more than others, is the should word is a naughty word. And suddenly they start saying, Karin, I know you don't like the word should, but I'm going to use it right now. You know, they start doing that. And when they remove the shoulds and start digging deeper into what they really want.
Yeah.
Is this what you want, or is this what your mom wants?
Yep.
Is this what you want, or is this what society told you should want?
Yeah, exactly. And when you teach people to start thinking that way, it really gives them more options, more choice. And it helps them to like, okay, widen the possibilities, you know, of what they actually can have in their lives. And
that's it.
Yeah, and it's really,
it frees them to be themselves. Like, I'll give you this is a silly example, but I don't dye my hair. I don't know if you can see, my hair is gray and black, gray and dark brown. And one of my clients said, oh, well, you leave your hair like that? And that really encouraged me to just be myself.
Oh,
You know, I was like,
wow.
I wasn't even thinking that would impact anyone. But she was like, you're being real to yourself by not dyeing your hair. So it encourages me to do the same.
Wow.
Hair, right?
Yes,
I wasn't
know.
making a statement. I was just not dyeing my hair,
Yeah,
right?
so powerful. That's
It's
so
crazy the things
powerful.
that impact. Yeah.
Yeah, and how we're always like giving messages to people and like reflecting possibility back to them without even knowing. You don't even know what you're doing sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I've said to my supervisees this week, sometimes the clever interventions that we do, they're not what impacts the client. We might say something in passing, and the next week they come back and they go, "What you said last time was really impactful," and
You're
they
like,
tell
what
you
did
what
I
it was, and I was
say?
like, "I didn't think that it was that much of
Yeah.
anything, really. But if it helped you, then sure, right?"
Yeah, I think it also for like for us, for you and me, it also being authentic and being like just being authentic and in service of what you're here to do and with your clients and with your community. That's basically what you get to do and know that there's nothing else that you need to do. Yeah, your authenticity is enough.
That's what attracts people.
Yes.
Because if you start pretending, you know, well, if I was sitting like this, not doing all of this that I do, that's not me, right? And I sometimes
Yeah.
think, am I doing too much of this? Am I moving too much? You know, but if I don't
I
do
love
that,
it.
it's
Yeah.
not me,
Yeah.
right?
You're restricting yourself, yeah, and you're trying to be something you're not, and then you're actually blocking the transformation for others. So
That's it.
yeah.
So as you can tell, I've made my peace with my flailing arms and.
Yes. Okay. Um, what else can you share about self-care? What's that about now?
What's
Beckoning
this about?
room.
Shall we move
Okay.
to this one? So the beckoning rooms. Okay, this one's got a pretty cool story behind it. So when I was in Guatemala, I went to therapy voluntarily. And I'll say voluntarily, you see why in a bit. And I was there for about a year. And then I started talking about this topic. I never say what the topic is because this person's still alive and I don't want to cause them trouble. So the topic came up and I was like, I don't want to go there. It's just no. So I spent 3 more sessions in the therapy and then I legged it. I ran out of there. I was like, sorry, counselor, enough, not touching that with a barge pole.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Too much. Bye. Then when I did my PG dip here in the UK, I had to be in therapy to pass the course. So if I don't finish my course of therapy, I can't pass the course.
Yeah.
So the dreaded topic came up again. And I said to my therapist, who's very psychodynamic, so they don't speak that much. The things she said, I can still remember. She didn't say that much. Powerful.
Yeah.
And I said, well, this topic came up in my last therapy session and I legged it out of the room as soon as that topic started. But I can't go anywhere right now, so we're going to have to talk about it. And I freaked her out so much by saying that. She went, are you sure? I was like, we already started. Let's just get on with it and write it out and go through with it. And before these sessions, so we worked it out. But for years, I'd had this recurring dream of this house with that room that I didn't really want to go into. Oh, spooky room, upstairs, loft, whatever it was, different houses. Oh, I don't know. What's behind there?
Yeah.
And when I talk about this topic, the dream stopped. Once that was processed, the dreams never came. I've never dreamt about that house again.
Wow.
And that's where this comes from.
Power of your dreams, the subconscious. Hey, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I thought, there's a novel in this. You know, I always go there. So the subtitle is "Deal with them, or they'll deal with you." So it's kind of a metaphor. So I made it into a fictional metaphor for my 3 characters, where I didn't want to deal with them, the rooms. So they were dealing with me, but then I dealt with the topic, and that meant dealing with the rooms, and the rooms went away in my dreams.
Yes, yeah.
And then for these characters, something similar happens, but they're awake. That's the difference. They're awake. I was asleep when I was dreaming.
Wow.
This happens to them when they're awake.
Wow. That's powerful. I know dreams, I've had quite a few powerful dreams in my life as well. And they have turned out to be, a lot of them have turned out to be like, not warnings, but just like messages of something that's going to happen in my life, to me personally, and
Wow.
how I will turn out. What else?
Dreams about the future.
Yeah, I had a vision. A vision came to me in a dream, and at the time I thought it meant something, and then years down the line I realized that it meant something completely different, and a lot more powerful and impactful. And it was actually my my work. It was about, my work and the impact about my work. And
wow.
So dreams, absolutely very, very powerful. And I think we don't pay enough attention to our dreams as a society.
We forget our dreams, but even if sometimes clients say, "Oh, I had a dream last night, but I don't really remember what it was about." Don't worry. Just tell me what feelings you were left with when you woke up.
Yes.
What bodily reactions, what emotions come to you? Because that's the more important thing sometimes. If we can't remember, we can't do anything about that.
Yes,
But we can run with it and see what else comes up from that. And dreams are so powerful in therapy. They're so powerful, as you can see with my own dream. They can tell us a lot. Maybe we can't say it explicitly because it's gonna be too much. Our dreams allow it to come up, because when we're awake, we got 2 censorships. So whatever's in the unconscious has 2 layers of censorship, so it doesn't come up. And if it does come up, our conscious mind negotiates and goes, no, you can't get that out there because Alexia's going to freak out about that. Give her a headache instead. Or get her angry with her husband when it actually has to do with a teacher she had 20 years ago. I don't know, whatever, right? But until we start going, okay, I'm actually not angry with my husband. I'm actually angry with something else, but he's triggered that. Then we can go, sorry, husband, didn't mean to shout at you. It's that, right? But sometimes our dreams will tell you, you might have dreamt with that teacher. I'm making up a story here, right? And then you can go, okay, I'm angry with them, and I maybe couldn't be angry with them back then because I needed them to pass my class or whatever it was. And that stays with us. So that's the kind of stuff we need to deal with before it deals with us. But sometimes it takes us years to get there, and that's fine. You got to be ready for it.
And not resist. Like when we resist things like that, we're basically saying no and resisting our growth and our, your spiritual expansion, your evolution.
That's it.
And it's like you're trying to hold that door, to the room. It's like you're trying to hold it closed when it's just like wants to swing open and wants to like.
And you go, oh, that's not very nice, but I need to deal with that. Yeah. And I say to my clients when they come in with intrusive thoughts, this last year has been the year of intrusive thoughts even more for people. All the noises have quietened down. You don't have the pub, you don't have the gym, you don't have your friends to visit because we're in quarantine and all of this stuff. What are we left with? Our thoughts come up, right? So what I've said to lots of people, and I've surprised myself as well, I know it works, but you don't know it's going to work with everyone, right? So I say to them, if you're going to fight your thoughts, they're going to fight back. And you're just going to get that resistance back and forth. And nobody's going to win. And you're just going to keep getting more overwhelmed. So just sit with them. Sit with them and notice them. And they're like, noticing, but what's noticing going to do? Please just humor me for a week. Just humor me, just
notice.
Even if you think it's ridiculous, just humor me. And they come back the next week or 2 weeks later and go, yeah, I just noticed it. And immediately I felt something shift. There you go. Listen to Auntie Karin, right?
Exactly. And it's such simple advice. It's such simple, advice. Like if you see, for example, if we bring it down into the practical, like example, I see it with my kids when they're like at each other and they're in conflict, and I like immediately jump in and try to fix them, fix the problem. I'm actually making it worse. And many times, like if I just stay back and I let them sort it out by themselves, and I just notice and I watch and I observe without them realizing what I'm doing, they magically, like most times, not all the time, they magically like figure it out between themselves, and their energy will shift. Because I'm not getting involved. I'm just watching. I'm an observer of this dynamic that's happening. And that's what we get to do with our thoughts as well. We get to observe, and then it's like they'll float in and float out, and
and they're temporary. That's something else I tell people when they're really struggling. Look, these thoughts are here, they're awful, but they're temporary. They will pass. But if you fight them, they're going to fight back. So sit them right next to you and go, all right, let's be friends. Why are you here? I don't like you, but why are you here?
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening. Anger. Why are you here? Why am I angry right now? And then you can figure all those things out. Why am I sad?
Mm-hmm.
You let it work out, and you'll feel better later because you've processed it. It won't come back and deal with you.
Exactly. Yeah. It won't come back to haunt you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. I had one more question for you.
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Are there any questions for us in the group? Let me see. Sorry. I turned it off. Okay. Not yet. No questions. But if anybody's watching and you have any questions, just pop them in the comments.
I'll see them and I'll come and reply as soon as I can.
Yeah. So one final question, what do you enjoy most about the work that you do? What really brings you that joy and keeps you going and has you thinking, wow, I'm actually living my heaven on earth?
Yeah. Okay. Seeing the change in my clients, being able to provide a safe space for them. And just that, hey, I don't have to speak to my sister every day anymore. You told me to say no. And now, that kind of thing. And it's so small, but so huge at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing change in one person means the whole system around them changes.
Yeah.
Because the unconscious communicates and it seeps out of them.
Yeah.
And just being able to give containment to people. Somebody might be all over the place and everything's overwhelming, but let's try to understand what's going on for you, and let's help you understand it and manage it better and find yourself a bit if you've lost yourself. It's one person at a time. It's so powerful. And I look in my diary, sometimes I have 9 people in a row. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be a long day. But I look at it and I'm like, oh, I like him. Oh, I like her. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's good. And I like everyone. I'm going to enjoy every single session. So even though it's going to be an exhausting day, and by the end of it, I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, yep, it's going to be good work today.
Yeah, so powerful. It's really important that we get to enjoy our clients.
I never do anything I don't enjoy. That's why I left care work in 2019.
Yeah.
Well, one, because my private practice was doing well, and it stopped being pocket money and it stopped being full income.
Yeah.
So I could do that. So I slowly sneaked out of care work, which I still enjoyed, but I was starting to resent it because working in a company, all the bureaucracies and all that doesn't fit with me. And I was like, you people, I don't know. I gotta get out. Right? You're crushing me here. So as soon as I could, I got out of it. Good. So it wasn't going to be fair on the service users if I stayed doing something that I was going to be like, yeah, let's go play a little bit or whatever. I don't want to do things like that.
Yeah.
And it's different worlds. Every single client is a different world, and you're being allowed to be in their worlds. They're opening the doors to their pain and their suffering and sometimes their laughter, right? Yes, I like laughing with clients as well. I like bringing laughter into it.
Yeah, I even cry with some of mine.
Yeah, me too.
It's really a sacred work is what comes to mind. And
sacred,
so
even with content creation, right? You gotta look into people's souls to be able to figure out what it is exactly they want.
Yeah.
So if I create content for you, I'm gonna talk to you and I'm gonna see what your colors are, what kind of language you speak, I'm not just gonna make something that I think is right for me.
Yeah.
So tell me if I got it wrong, please, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So powerful. Okay. Karin, I have enjoyed every minute with you, and I love your energy. I love your piece of the puzzle of this bigger picture that we're part of. Thank you for doing what you're doing and for showing up in the way that you're showing up. I'm excited to see your new stuff coming out. What your little baby. Yeah. Please, if you want to share anything in the group, be my guest. Go ahead and share in the group.
Thank you.
We're going to post your contact details and your we're going to show you a free gift as well. Everybody, please feel free to take that free gift. And let's keep an eye on Karin as she,
I'll have more stuff to offer, more things to help people with,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
time,
you so
and
much.
I've enjoyed this too.
We'll keep in touch. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Please.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.